Hi, I'm David Lloyd, Commissioner of the PPA. It's our pleasure and privilege to bring to you the best putters throughout the world on a TV series match. The PPA National Open Championship started with over 20,000 putters from throughout America, putting at their local putt-putt golf course in weekly qualifying tournaments, trying to become the course champion, to go on to 8 regional playoff sites, to be the regional champion, to make it to TV. And 6 weeks ago, we had 8 players who made it to TV. In the quarterfinals and through the semifinals over the last 6 weeks, we've had some excellent putting competition. Fantastic display of sportsmanship, fantastic display of skill. What were they putting for, and what were all 20,000 people who've putted around America putting for? Certainly the title, PPA National Open Champion, and $16,000 first place prize money. We're down to 2, from 20,000 down to 2. Today's winner of this match will be the champion, will receive the $16,000. The runner-up will receive $3,500 as a consolation check. Excellent competition, and Billy Backer's joining me here. Billy, tell us about today's finalist contestants.
Well, David, one of the things that you like in any kind of national open championship situation is 2 of the best to get to the finals, and that's exactly what we have. The 2 fellas that were selected to be the best possible contestants to get to the national championship have done that. The first fella, Marc Portugal, an outstanding player. He has won the TV series in the past, and that's quite an accomplishment in himself to think 20,000 people came into this tournament and he's still the one left involved in the finals. Denton, Texas native, 22 years of age, outstanding putter, has been super throughout this series. He's a fella that we can expect to have a great day today. He's going up against another fella that everybody considered one of the top contestants from Ohio, the Ohio State champion, 28 years of age, Marc Vnapoli. This is his second appearance on TV. Got knocked out in the opening round in his first go-round, but has come back strong and has played extremely well here. 2 very articulate young men. 2 fellas that know this game very well. They know the course very well, and they're used to pressure situations. So we're going to see an excellent match here today for the championship and the $16,000 first prize. We'll be right back after these important messages.
2 exciting young professionals here, fantastic putters. They've putted well throughout the series, Billy, and we should have an excellent championship match. Let's go out to the course now to pick up action on hole number 1 for this 18-hole match play event. On the tee first by virtue of pairings is Marc Portugal from Denton, Texas. I've matured on the tour since my last TV appearance, says Marc. He won the 1981 series, was knocked out in the quarterfinals, first round action in 1982. Marc Portugal.
Felt that only being 18 years of age was an advantage at that time. He was the underdog and had everything going his way. Now as the seasoned veteran, he's looking for the bank on the triple bank. We haven't seen anybody make that triple bank yet in the entire tournament. And Marc Vnapoli, who will be shooting next, has abandoned that shot and seems to be much more comfortable with the single bank.
He will try to tap in for a routine par 2. Par is 2 on each and every putt-putt golf course hole. And Marc Portugal, even par after 1 hole, and his opponent, Marc Vnapoli from Columbus, Ohio. Past performance doesn't count now, says John. We're down to the finals. $16,000. Almost $1,000 a hole, Billy. He goes this 2-bank shot.
Oh, he doesn't make it. I thought he had it.
He ran it by on the left.
A little bit firm on that putt.
This particular hole is very difficult in that from the tee mat down to about 4 feet from the cup, there's an incline down of about, and he lipped his deuce. Now, psychologically, that can mean a lot. John picked up because in match play, it's hole-by-hole competition. There was no need for him to putt the ball out. He had lost the hole, and he is 1 down, bogeying the first hole.
Well, you figure, number 1 has been about the most difficult hole on the course in terms of people not being able to ace it.
Marc Portugal on hole number 2, a delicate touch putt. The cup is located just at the beginning of a rise.
Remember in his semifinal match, Marc Portugal didn't get the ball to get all the way to the cup, but he has such a great touch. He liked that shot.
Marc Portugal moves to 1 under par. Marc Vnapoli cannot afford to get down to Marc.
Ohio State champ in 1982. I don't think he liked that shot.
As good as I can hit it. Come back.
No, I don't think he liked that shot.
And again, John will pick up because this is hole-by-hole competition. John goes to 2 down, and Marc Portugal is taking a very early and commanding lead and is putting the ball beautifully. His stroke seems to be there. John, based on His facial expression, Billy, looks a little bothered at this point. Marc Portugal 2 up on hole 3.
He talked about past experiences not being important, but he has to go back to think about number 1. He had a lot of confidence on hole number 1, changing his shot, and it didn't go for him. Marc Portugal off in a blazing start.
Moves to 2 under par, 2 consecutive aces on holes 2 and 3. And now, John Napoli, all he can hope to do is top him, as they say. The putters talk about topping. That means just come right behind an ace on top. He cannot afford to go another one.
It's an important shot.
Does. Yeah.
Thank you. Very important shot to get his composure back after a very rocky start.
The match remains John Napoli 2 down. Marc Portugal now on the tee. He is 2 up going into hole number 4.
Both college students. Marc, of course, at North Texas State, and John at Ohio State.
Marc will attempt to putt this ball to the left rail, to his left, the viewer's right, down to behind the obstacle.
Oh, no. Kick.
He wants it to kick. He doesn't think it has the speed, and it does. Excellent speed. Marc is really consistent with his speed, Bill.
Yeah, it almost looks like every ball is not going to quite get to the hole, and then he just has it die around the cup.
John Napoli now on the tee. Ohio State student. Left rail, back rail, and into the cup.
Both of these putters just lock themselves in position on every stroke. You could hear Marc Portugal in the background, and again, showing excellent sportsmanship as he congratulated John for the good putt.
A difficult putt. Left rail over 2 hills to a cup located in the upper right-hand corner on an incline. This is a speed and touch putt. Marc Portugal, he is 2 up at this point. Over the first hill.
Corner eater.
And it rolls up in the corner. Does not get the shot he desired, which was to bank off the right rail just before the cup. He has got a long deuce putt back, and the cup is on an incline.
And what you find here is some of the players decide to use the bank shot here. Some go straight at the hole. We'll see what Marc decides to do. He really lines himself up.
He does take a long time over the ball, but he does a great job with speed and follow through in his line. Right bank.
Oh, he got it back door. That's not what he wanted at all. We talked about what Marc has won. Super Putter Series in 1981, 2-time Eastern champion, Western Open champion, Texas State champion, Oklahoma State champion. Both of those in 1984, so he had quite a year there.
John Napoli tries to execute the putt off the right. He says it's the best that he can hit it, and he aced it. He took advantage of the open door, Billy.
Thank you.
Okay, great comeback by John after that tough start on 1 and 2. He's had 3 aces in a row. He's just 1 down now, so if he has time to think about this match, which he really don't because it's moving so rapidly, he'd have to like his position now.
Marc. John aces it. He took a bogey on this hole in the quarterfinals match, and he said he would never miss it again.
That's
in the
right,
semifinals, he has not missed.
Probably hasn't missed it in practice either. People just don't realize how much practice time these fellows put in to become this proficient at their putting stroke. Hours upon hours.
Hours upon hours at the local putt-putt golf course facility, practicing, trying to get their speed, hand-eye coordination down. Whole line, and it did for Marc Portugal. Marc moves to 4 under par. He is 1 up in the match, moving to hole number 7. But John Napoli has the all-important honors in an 18-hole match play event such as this. It happens so quickly in about 20 minutes. And these, as you said before, Billy, these putters don't have a halftime break or a 10-minute break to think about the next hole. They've got to keep on putting, and the honors are so important psychologically. Down through the trough, the 2 hills on each side to a cup, and he pushed it off.
You notice how often it happens that when a putter gets out of his stance too quickly, doesn't stay with a good solid follow-through, it's not the shot that he wants. And I think that if John was reviewing his tape, he'd realize how he pulled off of that shot.
Billy Kirby assisted John Napoli. He is our tournament marshal, and Billy moves out the prescribed distance from the bump board. On the tee, Marc Portugal.
Marc beat Jay Clapper in his opening match, and he was 11 under par there. Then Jeff Spainhour in his second match, 9 under par there. So he has had a nice string.
Again, he sets himself so well over the ball.
There's that good, solid stroke.
No way.
He says no way, but the stroke looked good.
A little incline there, so the ball rolled back down. Again, Billy Kirby will come in as tournament marshal and move the ball appropriate distance. And as he was doing so, Marc Portugal said, "Stupid."
Well, there's a big break on that shot, and we'll see on the very next hole a similar type break. Marc Portugal wanted that ace.
He needed his honors back, did not get them. He remains 1 up, going to hole number 8. But again, John Napoli has honors.
And Marc likes to have those honors because in his style of slow play, he really puts that pressure on the opponent once he gets up.
Billy, this is a difficult putt, 27 feet long. They've got to negotiate the 2 obstacles right there and let it break back into the cup as it's doing. A beautiful speed putt.
Well, I think for
Needed
fans
that.
watching, he stayed right with that putt. He didn't come off it at all. He said he needed it, and he's exactly right. Some more pressure now put on Marc Portugal. And an ace topping an ace is what he says is so important in these matches, so that you can keep that pressure on your opponent.
Marc Portugal over the ball from Denton, Texas. Puts through the obstacles. Will it take the break? He wants it to turn. And it gets the break he wants. He moves to 5 under par and keeps the match the same, which he is 1 up. But John Napoli has honors in hole number 9. Putts off the left rail over the first hill,
Down the
rocking
trough.
it back,
Get in.
and he got it.
Perfect backdoor shot. Now, we talked about Marc winning. In 1982, when he lost to Jeff Eastep, and Eastep eventually went on and was the champ and beat Gary Benfield, who's helping score with us today, doing a great job throughout the course of this tournament.
And Chuck Dellinger, the other booth scorer, has done a fantastic job. We think both of these men. Marc Portugal in hole number 9. He is 5 under par going into 9. Puts it left rail over the first hill.
Turn over.
He's telling
Turn
it to come
over. Turn over. God.
And it did not. He will not have to put out because his opponent has already aced the hole. And so at the end of 9 holes, the match is all even. An exciting first 9 holes and an exciting 9 holes to come. Stay with us. We'll be back right after these messages. An exciting first 9 ended all even. John Napoli on the tee from Columbus, Ohio. This is David Lloyd with Billy Packer bringing you an exciting PPA National Open Championship finals match. The winner receives $16,000. John does not like what he did. He can't believe what he did. It's a straight putt to a cup on an incline, Billy, about 27 feet down the fairway, and he simply just pushed it off. He gets his par 2, which is par on each and every putt-putt hole.
Well, it's good that he can smile after a shot like that.
Marc Portugal from Denton, Texas. One-time winner of the TV series in 1981. Certainly one of the favorites in the field when we started out. Over 20,000 putters played at putt-putt golf courses nationwide for the right to be the final 8. And of course, now we have the final 2. He wants it to line up.
Good shot.
And it does. And Marc moves to 6 under par and a 1-up advantage.
First time I actually hit that hole good.
I love the camaraderie between these pros. It's unbelievable.
You know, you were talking about $16,000 to the winner, $3,500 to the loser. So we're talking about from here on in, you know, every hole is, we're talking about thousands of dollars right in the hole, and they still have a good feel for each other as competitors, which is excellent.
Marc Portugal with honors now will be putting off the right rail to the cup. It's a short 20-foot putt, but a touch speed putt.
Get over. Get over.
He talks to it. It's not going to get over in time. That opens up the door for John again. John had a nice string, 6 out of 7 aces in a row till that last shot. So let's see if he can get back in that ace birdie binge here.
John Napoli from Columbus, Ohio on the tee. Hole number 11. He has an open door. If he can ace it, he will bring the match back even
I
again.
hit it good. Get over. I got a lousy kick.
You know, one of the things that the players, now we're getting very technical now, to talk about is how the heat of the day
You get a slide too.
changes things on the bank.
He just
And,
said, I got
exactly.
a slide. Did you get a slide too?
Exactly, and you know, for the novice player, it wouldn't even know anything about that, but